Hey friends, welcome to the Astrology More podcast with the Cosmic Owl. I'm your host, Courtney. I hope you are all having a great week. And so I wanted to do the weekly astro weather forecast. We've had a lot of big changes this week. A lot of positive things are going on, and I'm so excited to bring all this, break it all down for you and bring you this information. So the sun today is at 25 degrees Aries. Now, those people that are born in the Pluto and Libra generation around 80 to 81, 82 into 82 a little bit. And, basically from around 77 to 82, if you were born during this time, you can, the sun is forming an opposition to your natal Pluto. So this is the time of year that people seem to be pushing your buttons, and you can feel like you're in a power struggle with other people because Pluto is all about power. Pluto is about your own personal power. It's about darkness. It's those dark emotions, those seething, those resentfulness, that, repressed emotions. So when the sun forms this opposition, it's digging those up. So a lot of times the people in our lives, and when this transit happens, the people can trigger unhealed emotions, and these emotions can come out, and we see this through other people. We think that they're causing this, but a lot of times this is just deeply buried stuff because that's the nature of Pluto. And so it can trigger our paranoia that, like I said, Pluto is like the darker emotion. So it's all about like jealousy, resentfulness, suspiciousness. So depending on the house placing of Pluto in your chart, this can come out as, you can feel like your partner's up to something with this placing. You can feel like there's something going on behind the scenes, like somebody's keeping something from you, and it can trigger your Inspector Gadget mode. And you, like I said, it can trigger like you feel like people are being shady, and it can even trigger power struggles. This is not a good time that you want to, really go around acting on your suspicions, and you don't want to, really engage in that kind of, people can really push your buttons and bring out, if you have, depending on the nature of your childhood and where Pluto's at, they can really bring out like the reaction that you're going to have is going to be a lot bigger than the triggering event. So, might want to wait till, I would say next sign, but and we're going to get to that. The sun is going to be conjunct Uranus, but we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, so the Aries is coming to an end. Happy birthday, Aries. I hope that you had a wonderful month, and I hope you went after your dreams, because when the sun is in the same sign, when you're having your solar return, time of the year, when the sun goes in the sign that you were born, this is a time of really, deciding how you want your year to turn out, and making the changes, getting a game plan and making the changes that you want to, have in your life, and setting your intentions during your solar return cycle. So Aries, there's still time. Set your intentions, go after the goals that you want to go after, check on that invention. Aries is so creative at inventing things. Aries is a very go-getter energy. So go after your dreams, discover what they are, tap into Michael Seeley's finding your life's purpose, and let's start unlocking your inventive and creative gifts and go after them. Okay, so the moon is in at 18 degrees Virgo tonight. So this is a good placing for getting things organized, analyzing your emotions, compartmentalizing your emotions, shutting people off. No, I'm just kidding. The moon in Virgo can be is a very analytical placing. So, you might be disturbed, Virgo, moon in Virgo people, because when the moon comes to your home sign, the commercial on TV can make you tear up. So that can make moon in Virgo people very, very uncomfortable. So that's what it's about. You're not having a breakdown. The moon is in your sign. Moon in Gemini, moon in Sagittarius, and moon in Pisces. This is going to be squaring and oppositioning to your moon. So you can feel like on edge. And so best to wait till the moon goes into, Libra to have that talk with your partner and let it all blow over. Okay. So Mercury, here's the big one. Mercury is in Taurus right now at 5 degrees. We've had the big changeover. Now, Mercury in Taurus is a fixed energy and it holds the line. Typically, I would say it stabilizes things. That is, unless Uranus is in Taurus forming a conjunction to Mercury. So the fixed signs of the zodiac, and especially for Tauruses and Scorpios, these signs tend to be very controlled and they can rein their emotions in. They can rein their reactions to things in, because remember, these are fixed signs. And Scorpio, is more of an energy. This is forming the opposition. When Mercury forms an opposition, it presses your buttons, like you feel a nervousness. So it's not the people in your environment, it's this energy. And because Uranus is here with Mercury, Uranus, it stresses the nerves even more. Now, Uranus rules like, revolution and upheaval. It's a very spiritual planet. And what it does is it shakes you out of stagnation. So, people that maybe people in your lives get on your nerves, or they could be toxic, and you've been able to deal with them. But what happens when Uranus forms this opposition and forms this conjunction, you have a hard time biting your tongue during this time. And in the big scheme of things, you're probably not supposed to be biting your tongue. So just choose your reactions to things and maybe soften the blow, because Uranus is like a bolt of lightning. And the fact that it's in conjunction with Mercury, what is Mercury? Mercury is communication. Mercury is, it's the way you communicate, the way you receive communication. So when Uranus is conjuncted, you can have a very hastiness, a very short-tempered, short mind. Things can get on your nerves rather easily. So keeping that in mind, Taurus, Scorpios, especially, because this is the strongest, and these are fixed signs. Taurus and Scorpio don't like to have their reactions not in control. And so you may want to do a sound bath meditation, like a calming, a nervous energy sound bath meditation to bring your harmonics of yourself, like your natural frequencies, back into tune. And because when we get out of tune is when things really trigger us. So this is a time of, you can open mouth, insert foot, or it's a breath of fresh air, because things come out of your mouth that you needed to say for a long time, depending on how you look at it. So for Leo and Aquarius, this can be a very nervous time, a very, especially with Mercury being in there. It's forming the square. And when you're dealing with the fixed signs, these squares are the most explosive, because fixed energy, when it reacts, it's such a strong force that the reaction is just massive. It's like a supernova going off of fixed energies. So definitely want to dive in and do those nervous, if you find that you're very, you have a nervous disposition, you're snapping, you're like road raging like crazy. And I understand my California friends, I'd be road raging if I had to drive in that traffic too. But, you can do a calming your mind. Michael Seeley, find you a meditation to calm an anxious mind or an overactive mind. For Mercury and for Capricorns and Virgos in general. Now, Mercury is forming a trine. Mercury and Taurus conjuncting Uranus and Taurus is forming a trine to your mind, to your soul, to your energy. And so you're going to have ideas are going to be like rampant. You're going to be having all kinds, creatively, your ideas are going to be on an uptick. So you want to check in and see, don't discredit, don't just like put on the back burner or think that something's already been invented, because Uranus is ahead of its time, and Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So these ideas that you're going to be getting, these business ideas, these humanitarian ideas, these philanthropic ideas, these may not have ever been invented, may not have ever been come up with, and you could be the soul that's tasked with changing the world. So don't discredit your ideas at this time. And this is, go after your dreams. This is a good time. I found a new guided meditation by Anthony Reed that is maximum brain power. I love this guided meditation. I want to highly recommend it, especially if you have Mercury and an earth sign at this time, because there's a channel that's opened up and a flow of really good energy. And that's also true for the Taurus Scorpio axis. If you can get past the nervousness and the lashing out that can ensue with this placing and calm that overactive mind, you can it really opens up to a lot of like flow of great ideas and more than just ideas, but a lot of self-betterment and realizations into your own self, your own soul, your own life path that you want to take advantage of at this time. Okay, so Venus has moved into Pisces. Yay, Pisces. You are in the mood for love. Now, with Jupiter and Neptune forming the conjunction in Pisces, I do want to caution people with Sun, Moon, Mercury, or Ascendant in Pisces, and even Venus in Pisces, because the tendency of Pisces, one of the worst qualities or characteristics about the Pisces energy is the fact that y'all get to thinking that you're the victim too much. You get to play in the victim and feeling sorry for yourself. Woe is me. People aren't paying me enough attention. That's offensive. You hurt my feelings. Nobody likes me. It's like not much of a tail for not much of a donkey. Now, I'm not picking on you, because at the same time, you are one of the most compassionate signs, spiritually gifted, tuned into the cosmic realm, and very mystical. And it's a waste of your cosmic and supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal giftedness and empathic nature to waller. I don't know if that's a word, but we say it in the South, so I'm just going to say it, to waller in that darker fish, that lower fish. Because remember, the Pisces energy is two fish tied together, swimming in opposite directions. And it's symbolic of one fish swimming to the higher road, swimming to the sun, the light, and the other fish swim into the murky, dirty, dark waters. So the victimization and the feeling sorry for yourself is the murky waters, and it keeps you in a low vibrational state. But remember, this is a choice. And just as, and we as humans, we get in patterns of behavior, okay? Once we do things a couple of times. So it's really easy to get sucked into the lower fish, where you are feeling sorry for yourself, where you do feel victimized, where you do feel unnoticed, and you do feel unloved. So I want to challenge all my Pisces people. Let's use Jupiter conjunct Neptune. Now, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is expansive. It blows everything out of proportion. So this is two fish. You have a choice. It's either going to blow your victim mentality out of proportion, and maybe even your victimization in the real world because of the people that you surround yourself with, because you could have some codependency tendencies. It's either going to exacerbate that, and that is going to really get huge in your mind, or it's going, let's make a choice today and let's take advantage of this once every 13 years. And I mean, that's every 13 years. It's not going to happen again for 200 and something years, I don't think, in the sign of Pisces. But this conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune only happens every 13, 14 years or so. So let's make a choice. You've been blessed. There is an opportunity, a rare opportunity for you to tap in and to become the spiritual guru, the mystic, to awaken your universal consciousness, to expand your consciousness, to take the higher road, to find your place in the world, to stop being a servant and stop letting toxic people dictate your life, and for you to start creating your reality. So let's make a choice today for all my Pisces, my sun, my moon, my Mercury, and my ascendant in Pisces. And for all my Venus and Mars in Pisces who have been the doormat in relationships, use this energy for self-betterment. Self-betterment is not a fairy that comes along and sprinkles the self-betterment does. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. Now, I'm one of the laziest people that you will ever meet. Anyway, I have 18 degrees in my first house of Pisces. Pisces can have low energy because it's a Neptune ruled planet or Neptune ruled zodiac sign, and this really lowers the energy. So it's water. And so I'm going to do things the easy way. The easiest way for self-betterment is through guided meditations. Check out Michael Seeley, check out Kelly Howe, Anthony Reed. Make a commitment to you. You deserve to be the fish swimming to the light. You deserve, and the world needs your gifts, your empathy, your mystic, little fairy, like little mermaid self, but it's a choice. And nobody's going to come rescue you, Pisces. It's not a movie. We're not in a Hollywood movie. There's no guy on the white horse or queen that's going to come rescue you. You have to do this for yourself. You have the strength to do this for yourself. It's like that meme. This time reminds me of that meme you see, like Dorothy's ruby red slippers. And it says, but my darling, you had the power all along. You do too, Pisces, more than anybody. You're the last sign of the zodiac. You collectively have amassed all the energies of the other signs of the zodiac, and you're one of the strongest signs, but it's going to be a choice, and you have to choose it. Okay, so moving on from the Pisces lecture. I love y'all. I know y'all are all going to get offended by this. You do it every time. And let me just say this about my Pisces memes. I roast all the signs equally. I'm never picking on you, Pisces, but even though I make the victim mentality memes, you validate the meme. I mean, because you're always like, oh, that's not right. Everybody's picking on Pisces. You just proved my point to the victim meme. Stop it. I love y'all. Quit. Y'all can do a lot better. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Moving on. So Mars is very, very intense today. Mars is at the 29th degree of Aquarius. Okay. So if you were born with Mars in Aquarius is very unstable. And when you get to the 29th degree, this energy is, it's the full culmination of the sign. You're in the last degree. So it's like, I liken it to, you're on a mad shopping spree. Let's say you have thousands of dollars to spend at the store and they're about to close. You're just like grabbing stuff. What that game show, where the shopping game show back in the 80s, where you had a small amount of time to shop. You just grab everything, you're throwing it in the cart. It's chaos. That's the last energy of the sign. It's like wilding out. It's like, I'm about to be out of this sign. Let me see what shit can go down. So Mars in Aquarius, and for Aquarius people, you're very angry today, especially if you're at the end of Aquarius. If you were in the last 10 degrees of Aquarius and even the first few degrees of Pisces, technically you could say 10, but I'm going to limit it to 5 because this is an out of sign conjunction. Your energy can be very, you can be very just feeling like you're ripped apart from the seams. Do some yoga, do some meditation, get your mala beads out. It's not everybody. You don't need to roast people. You don't need to turn into Slim Shady. You need to go into meditation and calm yourself. The Aquarius energy, and Mars in Aquarius was born with too much energy anyway. So when Mars is in your sign, it's just like, well, I mean, there's two solutions. You either want to argue with somebody or you want to, bow, chicka, bow, bow. I recommend the latter, not the arguing. Okay, so when it goes into Pisces, we're going to be, when it gets back into Pisces energy is going to be, amping up the need for, love. If you know what I'm saying. My son's probably going to watch this. So at any rate, so we're at a very unstable degree right now. We talked about Jupiter and Neptune. Now, I do want to say this. So if Jupiter and Neptune are in your first house on a transit, if you have Pisces rising, this can make you need a lot more sleep. Okay. You want to make sure that you are getting plenty of fluids, because Neptune is fluid and Jupiter is exacerbating things. So you can get dehydrated really easy. Where a crystal, your energies are going to be drained. You're going to need more sleep. You need to go into meditation and open yourself up and allow the universe to download the information that you need for your next mission, for your healing mission that will emerge, my Pisces rising people. Pisces rising people is the most sensitive energy to be born with. And and the most spiritually gifted. Okay. But it is a huge cross to bear for them because there is such a sensitive energy. They have like almost like a sensory integration disorder because they absorb, the lights can wear them out. Too much sugar, toxicity, and you're going to want to escape all of this. You're going to want to zone out. You're going to want to smoke some green, you're going to want to drink. And I recommend I'm not saying to not have a break from reality. Everybody has a vice, but you also need to make sure that you are feeding your soul through studies, through spiritual seeking, trying to search for enlightenment through meditations. Pisces rising, I know that you're usually low energy people, so take my advice, do the guided meditations. That's where you'll get your downloads. The Secret to the Universal Mind. I think that y'all would really like the new hypnotist I've been using, Anthony Reed. No, I don't get paid for any of this, y'all. Facebook suppresses my stuff. I don't get paid for any of my videos. I don't have any kind of affiliation, but y'all have an energy where you need somebody that has a very soothing, relaxing, calm energy, and he does. I think that he would appeal to all of y'all. Okay, so you definitely want to watch, make sure you're getting enough fluids and rest at this time and keeping your stress level down, and also not escaping too much, that you're actively spiritual seeking, because you're very gifted and it would be a disservice to the world if you didn't develop those gifts. Okay. So Pluto is at 28 degrees Capricorn. It's nearing the end of Capricorn. My early Aquarius says you're feeling this conjunction now. And if you were born in the first 6 degrees of Aquarius, so this is going to be from like January the 23rd to, the 29th, 30th. You can feel like, your world, like an earthquake has happened in your world, and you can feel very unstable at this time. Like you cannot find safety anywhere. Like everywhere you go is like a meltdown, chaos. Pluto is clearing away the things in your life that are holding you back, that have eroded your own power, where you have used your power in the wrong way. And it's revealing to you your programming, and it is trying to emerge in you a healthier sense of your power. I recommend you read Pluto conjuncting the sun transits and see. You can go to the astrologyplacemembership.com. I think they have some good articles on it. I need to write an article on it, so I'm going to try to get that out here. And then I've got so much to do. It's just, I'll try to get it out soon. This is going to be a big sign shift. And so Aquarius is, you're already feeling it. And so I want you to evaluate late Capricorn, early Aquarius. I want you to evaluate how you use your power in interaction with other people. Do you use your power to uplift people? Is there a sense of manipulation of that you use to get what you want in life? And if there is, these are things you need to start looking at, because Pluto is all about balancing power. And so it creates events in your life and that can seem very catastrophic. And so, you really need to evaluate your power structure and your place in the world, and in your childhood and your repressed emotions and the darkness in you. Because remember, you cannot, avoid your own darkness. Everybody makes mistakes. Shadow work is called for when you have this transit. Pluto is sitting right in my first house. Pluto has been conjuncting. I was born at 10 degrees Capricorn. So believe you me, I went through the Pluto conjuncting my moon, and it was, I understand it now, very essential. Any kind of abuse that I had repressed, it put me in situations over and over where I had to stand up for myself, or I allowed myself to be in oppressive situations. I disowned my sexuality due to sexual abuse, but I did not realize it, because Pluto hides things from you. So depending on where Pluto's at in your chart, depending on, where this conjunction, where the sun is at in your chart, it's going to activate a lot of this, in you for Aquariuses and Capricorn. So, a really good thing to do is, I think, do the destiny hypnosis. Releasing subconscious blockages would be good, and just like hold on because you can feel like the ground is literally shaking from underneath you. Okay, so the north node is at 22 degrees. We are approaching, remember, the nodes of the moon move backwards. So we are approaching a critical degree. We're 1 degree from a critical degree with the north node in Taurus. It is everybody is going to have this conjunction and this collision of Uranus and the north node at one point in their house. And this is going to be a very, very important house for you to look at, because Uranus is a very spiritual planet, and the north node has to do with the collective consciousness and also our soul development. So when it moves through a house, it activates growth, and it puts us in alignment for things that were set up before we were born. So I want to encourage you to see where this is going to take place, because it can open some profound giftedness and different roads taking different directions in that area. Okay, so I hope everyone has terrible with all this equipment. But at any rate, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And I've got a couple of videos that I'll be posting of some free mini readings. If you would like a free mini reading, just send a link, or send your birth information to message the Cosmic Owl on Facebook or on Instagram, and with your date, time, and location of birth. Now, if you don't know your time, it's okay. I won't be able to read your houses, but I will be able to look at the psychological blueprint of you. I think I just spit. I'm so sorry. This is so hard, y'all. I'm just saying. And I've had a cold, so excuse me. But anyway, I think I will be able to, not I think. I need to get my assistant to edit this. If you don't know your birth time, I will be able to give you the psychological blueprint of where the planets in the zodiac signs were the day you were born. I just won't be able to look at the house systems, which are broken up into 12 different areas of life, but I can still give the basic interpretation of your energies, your birth energies, and your transits going on. Just send that message to the Cosmic Owl, and we'll let you know if I'm going to be doing your reading and when I'm going to be doing it. And keep in mind that I'm usually about a couple of weeks running behind because I have so much going on. And let's see. So I do want to make an announcement real quick. I will be posting about the next moon series class. It is going to be healing the moon in Aquarius, the moon in Aquarius. Stay tuned for that link, and we'll let you know. It will be a Facebook event. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you later.